Imagine a horror saga that dangled the chilling possibility of the Antichrist infiltrating the highest echelons of global power, yet ultimately squandered its darkest potential, leaving fans like me yearning for what could have been a groundbreaking series. But here's where it gets controversial. The original, The Omen from 1976, hinted at a destiny that could have shaken the foundations of democracy itself, only for the sequels to pull back, robbing us of a truly epic nightmare. As a devoted admirer of Richard Donner's masterpiece, I'll admit I'm lukewarm on most of the follow-ups, including the disastrous 2006 remake, and even the recent prequel, The First Omen. Yet nothing captures the raw terror and untapped promise quite like that inaugural film, which opened doors for sequels that never fully stepped through. To understand why The Omen stood out, we need to rewind to its roots. Well, it birthed an original concept, the son of a U.S. ambassador secretly being the Antichrist. It was undeniably influenced by the seismic impact of 1973's The Exorcist. That film wasn't just the top horror hit of its era. It became one of the most successful movies ever, inspiring a flood of devil-themed projects. Enter producer Harvey Bernhard, a Hollywood powerhouse known for hits like the blaxploitation classic The Mac. Bernhard sparked the idea and enlisted screenwriter David Seltzer, who dedicated a full year to crafting the script. The plot was ingenious. An American diplomat in England discovers his newborn son is the literal offspring of Satan, born to a jackal in a twisted ritual. And this is the part most people miss, the director's vision that elevated it all. Richard Donner, far from his later fame directing blockbusters like Superman, was then a seasoned TV vet with a handful of low-budget flicks under his belt, such as the cheeky caper Salt and Pepper starring Sammy Davis Jr. and Peter Lawford. For his big screen debut, Donner initially toyed with ambiguity, letting viewers wonder if young Damien really was the Antichrist. But the final cut made it crystal clear, with shocking revelations that still pack a punch today. Beyond Donner's guidance and Seltzer's script, two elements truly cemented its status as a horror classic: the stellar ensemble and Jerry Goldsmith's haunting score, infused with eerie choral Latin chants that amplify the dread. The casting was a masterstroke, headlined by Gregory Peck as Robert Thorn, the ambassador who unwittingly fathers the beast. Peck, a fading icon from Hollywood's golden age, brought gravitas to the role. Think of him as the quintessential dad from To Kill a Mockingbird, now grappling with the horror of destroying his own child. His presence as a refined, aging actor in a horror flick uplifted the entire supporting cast, including Lee Remick as Catherine, Thorne's wife who believes Damien is her biological son, plus standout performances from David Warner, Leo McKern, Billy Whitelaw, and a mischievous young Harvey Stevens as Damien, who reportedly caused chaos on set by kicking Donner during his audition. Goldsmith's score wasn't just music. It was a symphony of terror that helped the film become a blockbuster, ranking as the sixth highest earner of 1976, despite initial critical backlash. Many reviewers were appalled by Peck's involvement in such profane material. Time has vindicated it, though, with Peck's portrayal of a late-in-life father losing his world in a heart-wrenching, then horrifying arc resonating deeply. The movie even mainstreamed the biblical concept of 666 as the mark of the beast, embedding it in pop culture. The original ended on a cliffhanger, with President and First Lady poised to adopt Damien, teasing a path to ultimate power. But the first sequel, Damien, Omen 2, disappointingly retreated. It follows the boy as a teenager, raised by family friends after the Thorns' demise, and while it has redeeming qualities, like Damien wrestling with his cursed fate, aided by shadowy accomplices, it lacks the original's polish. David Seltzer didn't return for writing duties, and Donner was off-helming Superman, resulting in a more budget-conscious B-movie vibe. William Holden, another aging Hollywood legend, takes on the mentor role effectively, though without Peck's intensity. Some gore sequences shine brighter, such as a character's gruesome slicing or a death beneath a frozen lake, and Goldsmith reprised his score. It grossed half the original's haul, but still justified a third installment, The Omen 3, The Final Conflict. Here's where they really botched it, and this sparks major debate. The third film depicts Damien as an adult ascending in influence, which sounds thrilling on paper. Yet, in a frustrating twist, he's slain before even nearing the presidency, ending the saga abruptly and leaving audiences frustrated, like an unfinished story. Sure, it nailed Damien's adult portrayal with Sam Neill, a perfect fit, and brought back Goldsmith's musical genius, though he shifted away from the original's Ave Satani motif. The final conflict boasts memorable scenes like Damien's fixation on hunting the Nazarene, in a disturbing sequence of infant slayings, echoing Old Testament brutality. Plans for a fourth film, Omen Armageddon, fizzled since Damien is decisively killed, complete with a Christ resurrection finale that some find overly preachy. Was this premature death a cop-out to avoid the real terror of an Antichrist in power, or a smart narrative choice? I'd argue it was a missed opportunity for deeper horror. When a 2006 remake surfaced, I wasn't entirely opposed. After all, the story's potential was unrealized. But director John Moore's lazy approach was a letdown, a near shot-for-shot copy lacking flair or depth, recycling David Seltzer's script verbatim. The casting faltered badly. Julia Stiles struggled in Lee Remick's shoes, and Liev Schreiber, though talented, looked too youthful for Robert Thorne. He'd fit better now. Only Mia Farrow shone as Billy Whitelaw's character, but Marco Beltrami's updated score fell flat compared to Goldsmith's brilliance. It was a total flop that somehow profited, yet mercifully spawned no sequels. That brings us to the 2024 prequel, The First Omen, which I surprisingly enjoyed despite its flaws. Did we really need a backstory? It's a bit too on the nose with its anti-patriarchy slant, portraying the church as complicit in Satan's schemes, a trendy critique when it released. Still, director Arkasha Stevenson's stylish touch and Null Tiger Free's compelling lead performance make it worthwhile. It even ties back to Gregory Peck's Robert Thorne in continuity, fueling my wish they'd scrapped the middle films and advanced to Thorne's presidential rise. Picture this. A middle-aged Damien Thorn as U.S. president, wielding nuclear power, casts someone like Michael Shannon for spine-tingling realism. It could terrify on multiple levels, mirroring real-world anxieties about power and evil. Share your opinions in the comments. I'd love to hear if you side with me or see it differently.